comes down. We're crunching the numbers, calling the plays, talking all sports in a big time way. Yeah, yeah.
When you break down the coaches that are going to be involved in the Final Four, it's a variety of different things going on. I mean, you got Kelvin Samuel, Bruce Pearl, John Shire, and Todd Golden, right, for Florida. And all of them are pretty good coaches. I mean, Kevin Samuel, I would say, is a number four coach um, in my own ranking. AI ranks him at number four. Bruce Pearl, I rank at number six. AI ranks him at number six. Joan Shire, um, I'm ranking him at number 11. AI's ranking him at number 10. And for Todd Golden, I'm ranking him as a number 16 coach, and AI's ranking him as number 15. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Kevin Samuel is obviously the last time he's been in the Sweet 16 or better was 2024. And here he is, right? He's been there 8 times. Bruce Pearl, he's been there 9 times. Last time he was there was 2008. John Shire, last time he was there was last year. So, with that being said, he just has one appearance. Um, Todd Golden, not so much. No appearances. Um, I don't really like just going off the career wins because Kevin Samuel was close to 800. Bruce Pearl's a little bit over 700. John Shire's a little bit over 87 wins. And Todd Golden has 129 wins. So, I mean, if you're into that and ranking them based off of the wins, then yeah, I mean, this puts John down at the very bottom. But if you're putting it for appearances, then Bruce Pearl would be at the top. If you're doing it by tenure, then Kevin Samuel would be at the top because he's been in this game 38 years. So this depends on, how you're looking at it. I don't know. Some would argue that John doesn't deserve the respect that he gets because he had a really, really great Duke team and he hasn't had to go and be battle tested, right? Some would argue that. I'm not saying that. This is what some people would argue. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be definitely a chess game because as you look at these matchups, some of them are almost null and void when it comes to the talent. They're like the same teams playing against each other, which means that this is going to come down to the seniority in the class register and also and also going to be the seniority in the class register along with the um amount of wins that the team has and the coach that the team has. So with all of those things combined together is what's going to kind of give you the combined ranking. We'll talk a little bit more in depth on the combined ranking here. But that's what I got for the coaches. Performance wise, I would say that your rankings are going to be Duke, Florida, Auburn, Houston in that order for so many reasons. I mean, even if you look at the defense, Duke has a number 37 defense, Florida has a number 50 defense, Auburn has a number 94 defense, Houston has a number 73 defense, right? Um, at the beginning of the season, Lindy's had these particular teams ranked, and they had Lindy's at number 2, Florida was number 8, Auburn was number 2 in the SEC, and Houston was number 2 in the Big 12. So that's where they were at with that. My true team ranking of these teams right now, as it stands right now, is I'll say Duke is number 1, hands down. Um, Florida is number 7, Auburn is number 9, and Houston is number 54, which makes it quite interesting when you look at how things have unfolded to this point because I do have some people that are saying that Houston can win it all, and they're making a good argument. I got people that saying Duke can win it all. I got people saying that Auburn can win it all. I haven't run across anybody that's saying Florida can win it all. But the data says that they have a chance, and we'll dive into that a little bit more in the game. But that's just kind of where it is right now. But this is the performance of how I've been tracking things and how I see it. your combined ranking of the coaching and the team performance leads it all together right here. Okay, so this is what we have left. You have Duke combined with the coach, they're number one. Auburn, number two, combined with their coach. Number three is Houston, combined with their coach. And number seven, Florida. And you know what's interesting is that literally when you look at how the whole Sweet 16 Final Four, right, up to now, what you have noticed, if you haven't, the trend, and even in the Elite Eight, everybody that was supposed to win has won. All favorite teams have won. There's been no underdogs winning throughout the Sweet 16 or Elite Eight. I don't know if that's going to hold true in the Final Four. You'll see that in the matchups, right? In the matchups in the other videos that I have, you'll see how there's a level of competitiveness among these matchups that I'm not sure if we're going to see the favorite coming out on top this weekend. Maybe I might be wrong completely. That's cool, but uh, that's the order that I have them ranked. Feel free to argue about it, disagree. Let me know in the comments how you would rank them. There's no exact science to this. This is just how I see things objectively, from a variety of different categories, whether it's the fast break or the defense or the offense or the coaching or all of the above. But that's how I see everybody as it is right now. And these are the games I think you've really been waiting for. Okay, so let's pull this one apart. And let's start first with the previous games that Auburn and Florida has played. Um, Auburn, they put up a really good game, a really good fight. I am worried about Broome. He's showing some injury, hurt status type thing going on. I mean, when you really look at how he performed in the game, it was great. But when he hyperflexed that knee, when he came down on it, and I thought that's what the injury was, and come to find out, it was something else. Like his elbow is messed up, his ankle is messed up. He hyperflexed that knee. I'm scared of that, right? Like that's a problem. But let's see what it is. I mean, let's really pull this apart. I mean, that last game they did win in field goals, they did win in 3-pointers, and they did win in assists. So they moved the ball around better. They made the threes instead of just taking threes, right? Um, that's how they beat them. They didn't make a lot of threes, but they made enough. They got 7 out of 25. That's not great, but it's good enough. 26 out of 61 in field goals. Not good, but good enough. Which is why I think a lot of people are looking at the Florida game and they're like, Florida might can beat Auburn. Now you want to say that that's a hard no, but just look at the data before you make your mind up on whether or not Florida is going to lose this game. Because I guarantee you, you're watching these sports shows and they're getting all hyped up on the soap opera part of it, and they're telling you that Auburn is your team just because Auburn is your team. But just really look at the matchup, right? When you look at how Florida won last week, they won in free throws, they won in total rebounds, they won in assists. They moved the ball around just as good as Auburn. Okay, they got a really good point guard as well. They also do very well with threes. It just doesn't show up here in their most previous game, but if you've been watching them throughout the season, they do pretty good with threes. If they get that 3-pointer game going, Auburn's going to have a problem. It's going to be a huge challenge for them if that's the case. But even when you pull the game apart even more, both of the teams went very well on the road, so that's not an issue. Um, Auburn's only edge that they really have is that they have a higher percentage of upperclassmen, and Florida has a lower percentage of upperclassmen. You need some help? So when you look at the upperclassmen, then maybe that is going to be the edge, the final edge that Auburn has. Take it all with you. And when you pull apart the performance, right, the performance matchups, you got Florida, which is a number 3 offensive team, versus Auburn's 85 ranked defense. Okay, that's that. But let's not forget the combined rank. Auburn is the number 2 team combined with their coaching. and performance against a Florida that's a number 17. And on top of that, all of the better teams have been winning. So I'm already still leaning towards Auburn along with everybody else just because of those things. I'm trying to check off the boxes to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Florida, better offense, better on rebounds, better on threes. Not a whole lot better, but better. They take more, they make the same percentage. They take more regular shots, but they don't have as much efficiency, right? Let's pull it back even further. Florida has got to speed this game up. They convert 76% of their fast break conversions. Okay. If they can get the ball off of their defensive rebounds and they give you about 20 plus defensive rebounds a game, just the defensive rebounds, right? With that being said, they get 22 defensive rebounds or more and they convert 76 of them and can get that 17 to 20 points just off of fast breaks. Florida has got something. If they can get the fast break going and balance it off with threes on some half court play, Florida is going to give Auburn a problem, especially with Auburn dealing with this injury that they have because they're only converting 44% of their fast breaks and they're only giving you 10 points on fast break conversions. So Auburn's thing is really going to be their defense and this Broome gentleman. And I'm still, like I said, I'm worried unless he got a whole lot of therapy and a whole lot of conditioning to work out the kinks. He was moving that arm pretty slow in that last game, and he was limping a little bit. I mean, he was taking it on the chin, and you got to respect it, right? He was just being tough because you have to be as a leader on his team. He was leading by example. However, I don't know if it's going to be good enough for a whole game. And even if they make it through this game with him playing hurt, and if they do win, and if they do see Duke or Houston, we're going to talk about that game in a minute. I didn't say just that they're going to if they see Duke because you're going to see Houston possibly has a chance to win too. But with that being said, I don't know. I mean, Bruce Pearl versus Todd Goldman. I mean, interesting mix up, right? Um, a 33-year vet versus a 6-year vet, right? Somebody that's been to this game 9 times versus um somebody who hasn't. I mean, that leans into Bruce Pearl. I mean, that leans into Auburn's wheelhouse as well. I can't go against Auburn. I'm glad they're paying plus cheese on it. I know why the book is thinking twice about it. I just can't turn my head away from this game and go against Auburn. I see where Florida can beat them. I see it. I'm not sold that they will, but I see where they can. It's got to be the threes and it has to be fast paced. If you really are like concerned about this game and you're on the betting side, I would take the spread at the half. Take first half spread, leaning towards Auburn, and then don't bet on the whole game for the money line. That would probably be nice in regards to an insurance policy. Hell, take the 2.5 on the spread um, if you like that route. But either way, it's going to definitely be a great game for entertainment value. I think everybody's going to enjoy this game. It's definitely going to be a battle in the trenches. I really hope that Broome is healthy because I want to see a really, really good game. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm not pro Auburn or pro Florida or pro anybody at this point. BYU was my horse. They've been out, but I like Auburn. I like Auburn for the money line, spread, team points. If I had to do total points for this game, I say under. I think both teams are going to keep each other down. Um, on defense, there's going to be some mistakes, turnovers, fouls, all types of stuff down to the wire. I'm going with Auburn. This is the thriller in the Manila. Houston versus Duke. What do you do with this game? Let's just deal with the first part. On the road versus at home, they're the same. Forget about it. Um, Class leadership on the roster, seniors and juniors, both of them about the same, but Houston wins it from a technicality. Duke is the better ranked team, like along with the coaches. But if you just pull the coaches out, Houston has a better coach. Only because Duke's coach is just like new to the scene. That doesn't mean that he's not drawing up the X's and O's and like calling the shots and really holding his team together. He clearly is. On top of having a really great team. I mean, that's just what they're dealing with. But interesting game, highly interesting game. Um, what does Houston have to do to win this game? Houston is going to have to literally keep the game fast paced because they got these two 7-footers. And if Houston can't do fast pace, like fast breaks to try to rush to the paint for layups, easy shots, they're going to have to incorporate the three. Um, that's going to be where they can try to win this game, right? If they don't do that or make an attempt to do that, then it's going to be tough. They have a great defense in Houston, though, but Duke has a better fast break conversion. Like, not to mention there's Cooper Flag, not to mention it's the two 7-footers, right? Not to mention they do really great and convert 57% of their fast breaks. Like, they do everything right and they do things so much at a high level. Even when you look at how they did in their last games, right? Duke in their last game last week, they won the field goal um, race. They won the free throw race. They won the assist race, and they won the total rebound race. So that's you can't argue with that. But at the same time, we thought Houston was like holding on and hanging on by a limb, but then they turned around and they outperformed as well. Field goals, 3-pointers, assists, total rebounds, offensive rebounds. Like it did everything except free throws better than their opponent. I don't know if that's going to be the same matchup and outcome that they have from this game, but with that being said, they shot threes better than Duke did last week. Will Duke do that? Cooper Flag showed us a slight bit of struggle last week. Slight. Not taking anything away from him. He is that guy, right? But even when you look a little bit more deeper in regards to the breakdown of your coaches, like Sampson, a number 4 coach versus a number 11. Again, I don't want to really like dig down on that 4 versus 11 piece, but here's the thing. Sampson's been here 8 times or better, right? Where John Shire has only this is he has one appearance in a fight in like at this level. So the lights might be too bright for him, but not for the players because they got some decent seniors. I don't know. I mean, even when you look at performance and you pull that apart, right? Offenses in Duke's offenses in Duke's court, defenses in Houston. Defense wins championships. If Houston can slow them down and run their game, Houston has a chance. If Duke does what Duke has been doing, but is just smothering and like choking out everybody else on the team, then yeah, you got yourself a problem against Duke. These guys are huge. They're huge. They're aggressive. They're efficient. They're effective. I don't want to go against them if I'm anybody else. They win most of the categories, not by a whole lot, but enough. But by enough. Rebounds, assists, 3-point attempts, that's in Duke's favor, not by a little bit, but by enough. The math of it all says that 60%, 56%, 53% are leaning towards Duke. I understand why. The crazy thing that I think here, or the bet that I see that you guys may have in your favor, is this plus 5.5. Take the plus 5.5. I mean, if you want to take the money line at plus 235, I get it. I get it. I understand. because we all are looking for the underdog, and this will probably be the one if we're gonna have one. But that's my opinion about this game. I mean, it's going to be probably everything we hope for and more. Injuries aren't really a problem. I mean, Cooper Flagg's bringing you 19 points or more in this game. LJ Crier's bringing you 15 points or more. See, that's the problem. But they do have a really good point guard, have a great point guard at Houston. Great point guard, great forward, great centers, great everything at Duke. Good luck, Houston. You're gonna have to bring your A game. You're gonna have to bring your dog to this fight because they're not gonna let you get away. Start like you're not getting away free. You're not getting anything free in this game. You're gonna have to fight for everything in this game. Every rebound, every point, every 3-point, every assist is not going to be free. Duke is going to do what Duke has been doing the entire season, which is win, dominate, suffocate opponents, make them suffer. Good luck. Good luck. But again, if I'm betting, I'm taking Houston on the plus 5.5. I'll probably buy it up to like plus 7.5. And I'll take the shave on that, but that's cool because I'll take the plus 7.5 and add on team points. And I'll take 65 or even 70 points for Houston. I'm not betting on points for Duke. I'm not even touching the total points in this game. No. No, but good luck to those that are trying to go that way. But I just don't see value in the total points. I'm more so team points for Houston and plus 7.5. I know 5.5 is the line right now for the spread, but I'll buy it up to 7.5 and pair that with the points to get me back over plus cheese and put a nice chunk of change on this for a pretty good win on the betting side. But gonna be a great game to watch. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the show. I hope you guys enjoyed. I think we got ourselves a really great set of events this weekend. Baseball is here too. I know that we're coming to an end on the basketball tip, but definitely stay tuned. And I'll be starting the release of the MLB picks and predictions and previews starting on next week, along with hockey. That's going to be pretty interesting. Also, I've been diving into that data and building models for hockey. The model that I'm going off of for MLB is more enhanced from last year's version. They had a pretty good season last year for MLB. But even outside of that, as always, I couldn't thank you guys enough for coming to the show. Thank you for comment, sharing, subscribing, telling your friends about it, the comments, the emails, all of the above. I even got a gentleman from another show that has a pretty good show, Forecast Card, and he reached out and had gave me a compliment. So definitely you guys go check out his show. Some of the other shows that I really like are Guy Boston. If you're into the NBA scene, I think Forecast Card does all of that as well. Guy Boston does all those as well. And I don't get paid for that stuff. It's just me being just genuine. And if I see something I like, it just makes no sense to me that you just wouldn't say it out loud. Everybody's so transactional and everybody's so gatekeeperish. But for me, if I know something, you can have it. I don't care about it. Do whatever you're gonna do with it and enjoy it. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy the weekend. I hope you guys enjoy the game. I wish you the absolute best if you're betting on it. I hope all of your bets hit. And we'll go from there. But check me out next. I guess the championship game would be that last one for NCAA, and I'll do that. And then, like I said, check me out for baseball. Check me out for NBA. Check me out for hockey. I have those shows coming out next week. But also, if you also found value in this video, I also have some other videos for you to review. Check these two right here out. I mean, they have some really good value also with the coaching breakdown and some other really good shows I've done as well, but I hope you enjoy those also. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on the next one.
From the spreads to the lines, who's up, who's down? We're crunching the numbers, calling the plays, talking all sports in a big time way. Yeah, yeah.